Hi folks, and welcome to the Fimbomerk channel, and I'm in the woods again. A little bit of a drizzle going on, not that comfy over, and but I just wanted to show you something you might not be aware of, and because these are, in my opinion, two relatively great slate knives for really rather interesting price. And I'll take them out. They are made via Dictum Corporation, which is a hardware store in the internet. Check them out. They don't just have knives, they have a lot of carving tools, from axes to gouges, chisels, two-car cams, spoon carving supplies, materials for wood carving, for leatherworking, for metalworking, for smithing. They got a lot of saws, Japanese saws and traditional European carpentry saws and lathes, wood lathes, and everything. Workbenches and hammers, axes, hatchets, everything. There are a few things they don't have, and everything in really great quality, as far as I can say. They also got some pretty expensive wood carving knives and slate knives, but in order to cater for the needs of beginners or well, people in one for funds, they also carry home brand. And well, look at the big slate knife. This is it. It comes with a Laurin Metalli blade with a half tang. The tang is something like that. It reaches that far. The handle is made from thoroughly dried beechwood, and there is sort of, I think it's an iron or steel bolster. The craftsmanship is nothing to complain about, nothing to brag about either, because, well, it's on this one. This is a Wharncliffe blade, which is coming in handy for relief carving or something, and which is really a bit like the Mora. I think it's the 120 or 122 or something. Mora's got a one like this too. And what I'm doing here, however, is something that I don't find, because I I let it drop, and that wasn't a great idea, because it fell on tip first on the tiles, and so the tip bent. And this is a good sign, because better it bends than breaks. So the steel is rather resilient. It's ATC RV2. It's 1.2235, and which takes an awesome edge, and is really great for maintaining the edge. It's has a great edge holding capability, and especially the Wharncliffe blade or sheep's foot blade is awesome for detail carving. Actually, I always recommend that you get yourself one of these styles too. There are even smaller versions I also have in my carving roll, because they really really do come in handy, because I was always, they are not in the least sexy, and they are not in the least something you would they are not romantic. They are just utility tools, and but they are really capable of doing really fine work. And if you're looking for something that's really really upping your carving game, you might want to look for one of these. Also, some sort of a hawkbill I got, which is awesome for instance for carving Celtic knotworks or something, or spirals or something. Choose the right tool for the job is what I'm saying, and what I'm not tiring to say. The dictum knives certainly have upped my game, well, and this one has the bolster coming loose. Don't know what happened, but I think just a tad of super glue would fix that all right. And this is a really cheap knife compared to other makes. It's just some, I think, 23 euros or something, and with a natural wood handle, also dried beech wood. And I really find this fishtail, fish skin incisions really really cool. It looks cool, and I think it also adds a little bit of helping with orientation of the knife when you are carving. Especially this one is really controllable. You can put your index finger over it, and or like that, like in a pinch grip, or in that control grip, and you can really mark off the depth of an incision. And well, I really I can really recommend this if you don't want Mora. Well, there's a little bit of a thing going on. The Moras actually are, well, I don't even know if you can compare them, because this one has sort of a finish grind, and actually this is a Laurin Metalli blade too. Also 80 CRV2, hardness 59 HRC, and the laminate blades on the Moras are a tad harder, at 60, 61, but well, that's not much, that's not by much, and it's nothing that would separate them by a great margin from each other. And the Scandite grind is the true Scandite. It's going to zero. If you're a little bit of a ham-fisted guy, you might want to put a little secondary bevel, or if you are carving a lot of hardwood, this is also not quite recommendable using the standard Scandite grind. But this is a toolbox tool, and you won't be afraid to really use it hard, and no harm done when if part of the tip comes off or something, like I did, happens, falls on the workshop floor, and there's a chip or something going on, and that's not the end of the world. That shouldn't happen, and it isn't cool, but it's nothing you would you could complain about. It's nothing that takes anything away from the quality of the knife. As is, the higher Scandite grind, as compared to the Mora grind, which is a tad lower, subjectively is a little bit more slicier, especially if you're carving softer woods. It really wants to dig in. It's You don't need a lot of effort, and this is the one thing I would say that it sets it apart from the Mora. Blade length is almost identical, and well, hardness, edge holding capabilities are very similar. Well, what can I say? They are really slicey and bitey, and the big one is a little bit like the Mora 106, just with a higher grind, and which is a good thing, and it's also a great all-round bushcraft knife. And as opposed to the Mora, it also works with a fire steel. So this might also be a really nice neck knife for the woods, if you're not doing really hard battening or carry an axe or something. This might be a recommendation for going foraging, carving little stuff or something. It's a nice little contender for a lot of things. You can also use it for food prep, and the blade is about 3 millimeters thick, which is a little bit more sturdy than the Moras, and well, they also make another shorter version, which is essentially the other way around. So the grind's on this side. Essentially, what the Mora standard Mora carving knife. Always forget the numbers. Excuse me. But you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean, and so I think there's not a big deal done. Well, they are a viable alternative to Moras, and cost about the same, so that's not a big issue, but you might like them for a tad more sliciness. Actually, I also have my Moras and use my Moras for different applications, because they can do things these can't do, and these can do things that the Moras can't do. So as Logan Ninefingers says, one can never have too many knives. As for the sheath of the big one, there's no sheath for the little one, just this standard thingy. You should put this one in too, but that's not a great solution. They suggest you buy this for the other knives too, but well, not recommendable, I think. If you want to carry these, you might want to make a bark sheath for it, or I will make a video about this in the future, I think. Just got myself some cherry bark, because the cherry bark over here is a little bit thicker than the birch bark, and it's a little bit hard to find suitable birch bark in Germany, because you need a special kind of birch for that, and it doesn't grow abundantly in Germany. But as I said, these are perfectly great contenders, and the bigger one I would also carry as a go-to bushcraft knife, even though that it's just a half tang and a wooden handle and it's just so slicey that you don't need a lot of force for doing basic tasks, and the sharpness is spot on. I nearly forgot to show you, but it doesn't need a lot of effort carving. This is beechwood, by the way. You can also really maintain the blade quite easily, and it's capable of really fine shavings. And you can also use it for splitting if you work it into the wood like so. Just don't use a lot of force. As usual, you can just like that. It already came apart, and there was a knot in it. Same goes for the small one. The carving capability is well, if possible, even a little bit better than on the big one, because you got a lot of more purchase due to the Wharncliffe blade, or sheep's foot, or lamb's foot, or what have you. So this is also really great for a lot of smaller tasks around a house and garden. This is they are both really capable knives, and if you don't expect wonders, if you don't expect a high-end tactical what have you knife, this is something you might want to consider for your tool roll. You can always complement it with a sturdier knife if you want, but as I said, for at least in Germany, I don't think it would need to be much sturdier. Know your tools. That's what I'm saying. So, well, hope that was halfway informative and entertaining, maybe even, and hope you enjoyed the video. Hope I could give you some inspiration on some carving tools. These are really beginner friendly, so you might want to give them a drop by, and but be warned, the catalog is rather addictive. There are so many cool tools in that catalog, so don't say I didn't warn you if the missus gets mad at you because you just bought a truckload of woodworking tools, because it happens. I'm really glad that my lovely woman is of the same stamp, so we don't. Well, maybe that's not a good thing, because we spend far too much money on things like these. So that said, as I said, thanks for watching, thanks for dropping by, and let me know what you think, and take good care, enjoy the forest, enjoy your carving process, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.